Greetings, peoples of the interwebs. Jake, and with me here are my co-hosts.
Not Jordan.
Not Jordan.
I'm Jordan.
He's Jordan. And special guest joining us once again is Reverend Spaceman and Phil from Filmbeef.
Yeah. Phil.
Still can't afford clapping effects.
Not yet, but we will. So, first thoughts on the trailer.
So the Suicide Squad.
So that's it, huh?
What?
A suicide trailer? I was trying
So
to do
that's
the Will
it?
Smith.
Sure.
Yeah.
No.
Some kind of Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I guess somebody had to say it, right?
Not really.
That was kind of my fault, actually.
No one at all said Batman vs Superman,
Yeah.
Dawn of Justice in that
Yeah,
trailer.
Lawrence Fishburne was going to be, so it's Batman
But that-
versus Superman?
That was so Will Smith, was it not?
Yeah.
Was an...
Yeah,
I don't know, like...
I got mixed thoughts.
I
Yeah.
thought the actual costume, like the mask, looked kind of cool.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah,
No, but for him to just, say the title
yeah,
in the
that's
trailer.
so
that,
weird.
Yeah, I feel like he's gonna be like that kind of straight guy in the movie. When that's not Deadshot, like Deadshot's supposed to be like the fast talking, like
Gotcha.
you
I
know.
feel like he's
yeah.
not going to be
No.
as much like
what are we, some kind of Justice League?
That's going to be the thing in all their movies
Yeah.
now.
But from the beginning of the trailer, it's got Amanda Waller talking with, I guess, like military type guys. I guess just kind of proposing the idea where it's kind of like, hey, so you know these like crazy missions that we'd like to do but can't send troops in or can't get superheroes? Gotcha. Villains.
It was a little odd that
Convicted felons.
Yeah.
you don't have any background on these people either, because it's not like, oh, these are the guys that Batman and Superman round up. Wait, when did they do that?
I don't know. They might address that in the actual movie because
Or it's like, oh no, we already have all these superhero powered people that we knew about.
yeah. Well, the main military guy that I guess she's addressing does kind of bring it. 'Cause she's kind of like, yeah, I've gathered like some of the most dangerous people in the world for this, and he's kind of like, yeah, I've heard that some of them have abilities, and then it kind of shows to like, I guess just kind of like all the different members of the Suicide Squad overall. But Killer Croc looks a lot better than like the stills that I've seen.
I wasn't
Still looks like the
impressed, but yeah.
It looks better. Like I'm still not too crazy about the look, but it looks.
He's a
better
more
than-
fine grit version of the Thing.
Yeah.
He still looks like the Goombas from Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah,
Yeah, big gray Goomba.
with just a touch
When
of
are they
Jamie
bringing
Foxx
that
Electro.
back? I mean,
Right.
Yeah. Now that you think about it, like in the face, yeah, very much Electro. But I mean, Harley Quinn, I think we can all agree, just looks fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
oh, she looks great.
Yeah.
But I'm a little more skeptical now, honestly, of how she's going to be. But
I don't
I'd
think
actually take the opposite.
I don't even think she's using the voice.
I don't think Margot Robbie's. Let me just say this: she's not my favorite actress ever, and I don't know that she's that talented.
I think she looks like she definitely looks the
Yeah,
part.
I've really only seen her in
I
Wolf
guess
of Wall
that's-
Street. I thought
yeah,
she was
I guess that's why
good
I feel
for what it was in that. But
I'm not like super
I don't
optimistic.
know if
so
she's a
I'm
great
not,
actress
like,
or not.
negative towards it,
Yeah.
I guess.
I think if she can be funny, it'll be fine.
I mean, they kind of like showed elements of humor, of
Yeah.
like when she's like kind of holding her bat and like points it at someone and just
Yeah,
kind of
Yeah,
does
that's
the,
my favorite part of the
Yeah,
trailer.
I love that
That was
scene.
cool.
Yeah, me too.
And I guess like when I don't know, she's talking to Captain Boomerang, he's kind of like, well, you know what they say about the crazy ones, and she just kind of like turns to him
It's
and
like
kind
Hugh
of
Jackman.
no, Jai Courtney in his native Australian accent.
Get with the program, dude.
Hey, my biggest concern about this is that since I don't think she's a very good actress, like, other than the Joker, she's the most recognizable
Yeah.
face of the crew. Like, I still don't know the names of half of these people.
Yeah, neither
And
do
I
I.
like
Except for Will
comics.
Smith.
Like there's like Enchantress.
No, it's the actual characters
Or-
themselves.
okay,
yeah.
yeah.
Katana.
Well, that too.
Katana.
Either way.
Yeah,
Yeah, Katana looks like they ripped her straight from the comic.
But I'm saying,
Yeah.
like, she's
Yeah.
gonna have to anchor, like, the squad to an extent for,
Oh, yeah.
for the viewer. at
yeah,
least.
definitely.
And, I don't know if she's up to the challenge.
I don't know the even non really comic book fans that just go see the movie even really know who Harley Quinn is.
But they'll know her because of Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, and
true,
they don't
true,
know
yeah,
who
yeah.
I think
Deadshot
from
is.
all
but they know
the
Will
Harley
Smith.
Quinn merchandise you see in Hot Topic, I think a decent number of people know who she is.
Yeah.
Yeah, they might know who she is. But it looks like in this movie they might kind of. Like one thing with this movie though, it seems like they're kind of doing like a brief origins of like some of the characters. Like Harley Quinn, it shows her like I guess going crazy as like the therapist, and then
There's a theory that it's her at the end that the Joker's talking to.
I could kind of see that, like where maybe he's breaking her down mentally. And then it looked like they maybe showed a little bit of like Deadshot before he, I guess, becomes Deadshot, like with his daughter. So that's like one of the things with his character is he's got like a daughter and he's trying to.
I thought he had a son.
It might change depending on like continuity or whatever.
Same man for Spider-Man 3.
If so, it better be Jaden Smith.
Let's hope not.
I mean, if they want to make a
How do
great
you
movie,
know the things we see are real if our eyes are real?
But yeah, it looks like they might just give like a brief setup for some of the characters, just so that way they're not just complete generic soldier-looking people like they do in the they looked in the
what they
still.
look
Yeah,
like.
that's what they look like.
let's say before I forget, maybe it was just me, but I think Jared Leto's maybe channeling a little bit of Patrick Bateman in his Joker, which is interesting because he was also in American Psycho.
Okay.
I thought a little bit, but
Yeah.
Now that you mention it,
I think he's
I
gonna
kind
be
of
good
get what
as
you're
a Joker,
talking about, but
Or even like a little bit from like Jack Nicholson in the Shining, like when that scene where I think he's talking to his family, he's like, I'm not gonna hurt you, I'm just gonna bash your head in. Like maybe I don't know, like maybe he's kind of going like to the first Joker. It's kind of like I'm gonna channel his craziness a little
I think
bit.
he's definitely got some different points.
There's a little ledger in his voice too.
Yeah, which I think a lot of
He's just
people are
taking
kind
it
of.
all, I mean, how can you not at least
Oh
take
yeah,
some
you have to.
inspiration from that? And then
Didn't see any
I
Mark
think he'll
Hamill,
be good.
no.
but
That's
or at least
a
from the
shame.
trailer. At least
That's
from the
a
trailer.
shame.
Maybe later on he'll.
It's hard to do that voice. I mean,
True.
I've read somewhere that the theory behind him having like chrome teeth is because Batman beat his teeth out
Yeah.
already.
It makes sense, but I still
That
don't
would
like
be
the look
pretty
of it.
cool.
Maybe because of him killing Robin. Maybe.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I still don't like the look of it though. It makes sense, but
Yeah.
Or a gangster rat face.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I will
Big
say if
face
his performance
tattoos
is that
does
good in the whole movie, I will forgive the tattoos.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have no worries that it will be. Or
Yeah.
that it won't be.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't think it will, quite be on par with Ledger, but this is a whole different
No.
kind of
Yeah.
Joker, too.
He's got to grow into it.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of less surprise. It's less surprising too, because everybody knows Jared Leto's a great actor.
Yeah.
but people didn't really know much about Heath Ledger before.
Like pretty much only done like romantic comedies and
Brokeback.
yeah,
Yeah.
Romantic comedy.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, like when he he really surprised people. So
Which I think was, it was still an amazing performance
oh
either
yeah,
way,
yeah,
but
yeah,
like,
definitely.
I think that was part of it. Part of why it was so big.
I mean, out of all the casting, I haven't heard that much criticism for Leto's Joker.
No,
No, I was actually reading something where they were saying it was just as good as Ledger.
yeah,
If not
Probably
better.
him
from-
and Aquaman are probably the only ones that I've pretty much been on board with.
yeah.
Yeah.
And again, like not super familiar with a lot of the other actors in the Suicide Squad.
Could be a good thing.
Yeah, like it could work for their
Hopefully.
benefit.
Hopefully.
And like I've seen like Jai Courtney a few things.
I was
Don't
liked
care
him in
for
what
him.
I've seen. Yeah, I haven't seen Terminator Genesis yet.
He was good on it. I usually don't care for Jai Courtney, but he was
I like him
good
from
as
what I've
Kyle
seen.
Reese.
But
So I really liked him in Spartacus. Like 'cause that's where I first
yeah.
the first body of work I've seen him in.
I thought he was good
Thought it was
in,
pretty good.
nice Die Hard, which I didn't really think was very good. I thought he was good in it, but
But it seems like he's the popular person to hate. Like in movies, people just kind of like, oh, Jai Courtney's in it. F
A
that guy.
list came out today on Slash Film, the website, that it was a list of people who could potentially play a young Han Solo, and the bottom of the list said not Jai Courtney. So there you go. There's the hatred for him.
I mean, I don't hate the guy, but I definitely don't want to see him as Han
No.
Solo though.
They
a
just said
whole
he was
nother
bland and
Yeah.
forgettable.
I think maybe part of his reason is he just hasn't had the right roles. Because again, he was really good in Spartacus, and I think maybe his agent's terrible. It's just kind of like, oh, you're a
he just
buff
seemed to
dude.
be
Here's
taking
some
these
generic
Make some
roles.
money, just do
yeah,
this.
yeah,
You're
taking
not really
these
right
kind
for
of
it, but-
generic, somewhat important in the story,
yeah.
action roles.
But I don't think his role as Captain Boomerang will change anything because he's
Yeah, I
just
don't
playing
really-
an Australian guy, which
killer.
He is.
Is he the Australian guy? I don't
But-
know.
Like, I don't know.
Hemsworth wasn't available.
I don't know how they're gonna
Either
do Captain
Hemsworth-
Boomerang
Yeah.
because like Captain Boomerang's kind of a lame villain. Like regardless of because like in some iterations he has like these energy like he just does like these little energy boomerangs that he throws at people. Other times it's actual boomerangs.
They did it all right on Arrow or Flash. I forget which one had him, but did it all right.
Must have been one of the seasons I haven't seen of
It was
Arrow.
probably either that or I don't forget which one it was, or if it was part of the crossover or whatever.
Well, the thing to remember is who's directing this.
David
It's
Ayers.
David Ayers,
That's right.
who,
Which seemed like an odd choice.
yeah, but all of his movies are just like so gritty and violent.
Yeah, like
and
Fury, I thought was a really
Yeah.
good movie.
Have you all seen End of Watch?
I haven't.
That's Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
The end of that movie is horrifying.
Mm.
And if like he takes an ounce of any of these other movies and pours it into Suicide Squad and kind of does
Does
his
it have a
own thing
rating
with
yet?
It's
I
got
think
it's
it
got to be an
does.
R, right?
Yeah,
I'm
that's
hoping
what
it
I was
will.
I would
getting
hope
from the
so.
trailer. It
It's
was a
gotta-
lot more gritty than I
Yeah, if it's not rated R, it's not going to be
intended
as
for it to
good.
be.
Like, it might still be okay, but if it's
Yeah.
rated R, they can just go full blown crazy
Yes.
with like Harley Quinn and all the other
Yes.
characters.
Well, the good thing is they've got all these villains that no one really cares about. They could kill them off.
that is true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, unless you got some diehard Captain Boomerang fans.
Maybe I don't know. I don't know anyone that
Australia,
really
you know, who else are
cares much
Australians
for
going to
Captain
connect
Boomerang,
to?
though.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a whole little continent that you're going to...
Yeah, ostracize all of Australia. Australia size.
Yeah, but just from the trailer, there was a lot of grit and
Yeah.
darkness to it than I
mean,
originally thought there
overall,
would be
I'm
in
still
the
not
trailer.
really
Yeah.
sold, honestly.
No, like
but
I'm probably not as excited about this as I am with some of the other movies.
No.
Or as other people are excited for it. But
I'm just going to try to go in and
I'm more excited
Yeah.
for
Take
it
it for
after
what
seeing the trailer.
take it for what
Yeah.
it is and see, you know, hope...
I don't know what the excitement level is at for me, but
Yeah.
it's more.
I
than
think
it
it's
was.
the lesser of the three I saw.
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
Comic-Con.
Oh, certainly.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I don't care for the music in the trailer. Until the
Yeah.
very
There's
two
end
on-
where it kind of comes apart, but it's
Well, I kind of thought it was too on the nose.
Yeah.
a little bit.
it's like Age of Ultron trailer Pinocchio song.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing, I think.
Yep.
And I don't know. I
I
don't
think they
it
just
worked.
should have used a Bob Dylan song. Just any Bob Dylan song.
Just any
The
of
one
them.
with the harmonica.
Yeah.
Anyone, but he has to play harmonica.
That's a pretty good portion
Like,
of
really,
the
just they
songs.
should have gotten Bob Dylan to do a harmonica solo over the whole trailer.
I wouldn't be opposed to it.
That's what would get me pumped about this movie.
Yeah. Trying to think of anything else in that trailer that.
Is Batman in it? Is that him
Yes.
on the car?
I think they did
Do you
confirm that
think?
Batman is going to be, I guess, a small role in.
I think it's a flashback scene.
Yeah, probably like a flashback scene or something like that. But then there's like that random
cool.
scene where like I don't know, it looks like a warehouse or something like that, and there's a guy with like a Batman mask.
Yeah,
shooting
he's
people.
got like the
Yeah, that
the
was-
90s animated.
Yes.
Yeah,
Batman,
which I thought
is
was really
awesome.
cool.
Yeah. It's great.
Finally.
Yeah.
When were they
I
going to
assume that's like some kind of imitator or something. Not
Yeah,
obviously
probably.
not really Batman.
I don't know. Someone was
Uh-huh.
walking around in like a panda suit with an automatic rifle. So
Then
who
there's
knows?
that like random scene like in like a dark hallway, and there's a guy that looked like he had a goat head. Like it was really brief. Like,
Yeah.
so I noticed it like I don't know, like
That's,
really.
that's Goat Man. He's another member of Suicide Squad.
Oh.
Did you know?
Probably for all I know. I mean, Suicide Squad does have a lot of
They're
just
really
random
going
people they
obscure
add
with
to
these
kill off.
characters.
I don't know. It looked like he had like a katana or something like that. Was just like fighting people in the hallway, and I don't know. Like I just thought that was one of the
I
weirder
guess he trained
scenes.
Katana.
Samurai Goat Man.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm all for it.
I mean, there's a lot of obscure characters that I'm unfamiliar
Yep.
with, and
The next Groot.
We haven't really had a film like that in a while in the superhero universe.
No.
Universe where there's a lot of unknowns about, the big
Yeah.
portion of these characters.
which again, like Suicide Squad is basically going to be DC's Suicide Squad. Obviously, it's
No
going to be
way.
their it's going to be their Guardians of the Galaxy
Yeah,
equivalent. And multiple ways. Just be one, it's like in a
It's
more
the
obscure
It's
team.
the obscure team.
It won't be as good.
Probably not.
How
Yeah.
could it be?
That's true. Yep.
Either way they go, whether it's funny or just super dark, I can't see it being as good.
No.
No.
My question is, where is it gonna stand in the DCCU? Like, is it gonna be important to the continuity at all, or is it just like, oh, here's these guys as a way to introduce random villains?
Maybe a little
or-
bit, but
Like I don't see it
I would
tying
assume
into
Joker
Justice
stuff would
League.
play a
No.
lot.
I mean, that would be like loosely, like I don't know, like maybe like a mention
Yeah.
in one of the movies, like maybe like whichever comes first in the timeline. Because I think Suicide Squad comes out
I would
first.
say Batman Superman will affect Suicide Squad more than Suicide Squad
Yeah.
will affect anything else.
Yeah,
When is Suicide Squad?
It's after
Um,
Batman Superman.
See, I thought it was
Oh,
before
yeah,
Batman
It's
Superman.
next year.
It's August, right?
I think it's after Batman
I just
Superman.
don't know when.
It is. I'm pretty sure it's after.
Yeah, I
Batman.
think
Yeah.
it's next year.
Pretty sure it's August. But
We're looking it up.
I think they might
Probably should have looked it up before we started recording.
kind of
but
just
whatever.
making this film just to make it, in a way.
Yeah,
maybe.
Well, I mean, that's what they're
Because we
doing.
can.
Yeah.
They're trying to play catch up.
Basically.
Yeah.
August 4th is Suicide Squad.
Okay.
Good call.
Yeah, you're. Well, I mean, it's you
What's my prize?
starting into the summer.
I will.
And
I don't know.
Batman
Buy my
vs
ticket,
Superman will
okay.
be in
Okay.
March, according to IMDb.
Yeah, I
It's
think.
earlier than
Yeah,
I
it's
thought.
really early for.
Well, I think they were
superhero
supposed
films.
Like
to.
April or May.
I think they were supposed to release that the same time as Civil War.
Yeah, but
They were going
backed
to,
off.
and then they
Yeah.
changed
Yeah.
the date.
Yeah, because that's
I still think the same people are going to see this.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's
But,
I don't know.
previously.
still probably a good idea to separate them by a little bit, though.
Yeah, because if you
Yeah.
had to pick, you're going to go see Civil War.
More than likely.
Yeah.
And
Or I
then-
would see Civil War first, then Batman.
Like next,
Superman.
next weekend you might go
Yeah.
see. Batman
I'd see them at the same
Superman.
night.
If I had the free time.
7 o'clock and
That'd
10
be
o'clock
like-
showing.
If
It'd be
I
like
didn't-
6
yeah.
hours of movies.
Yeah.
If I didn't have to get up at like 4 in the morning, maybe. But
Yeah.
Personal problems aside, I think we'd both see it if we
yeah.
could.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know, any other thoughts on like the Suicide Squad trailer?
I'm just going to try to go in there with no
The trailer itself
no
actually
preconceived
put me to
notions.
sleep.
Really?
The first time I watched, I mean, literally, like not like just being a dick saying it was so boring, like that, you know,
Well, you do have really odd sleeping patterns. And
all that.
it wasn't a great song.
No.
Nah.
Um.
There was no energy behind the trailer, I guess.
Yeah,
For all the for
I will
all the
say that.
action that there was, yeah.
It's like with a lot
It
of the
felt
other
tired.
trailers, you know, they're supposed to get you like pumped and excited.
Yeah.
I didn't really feel like feel a whole lot of excitement. Like I'm
No, it
more
was just kind of
Kind of
There it
sleepy doing
is.
this podcast right now. so.
like I'm more
That's because of the heat.
yeah, like I'm more excited for it, but I'm not like the same level as like Batman, Superman, or even Deadpool. I'm kind of just like,
yeah.
you know, it'll be fun.
I can't wait for
probably.
Deadpool.
Yeah.
Deadpool's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, Deadpool I think will be
Yeah,
fun.
yeah.
But that's the next
We can
video.
talk about that later.
Yeah.
I would say this is the biggest gamble as far as superhero
Oh,
movies
by far.
on either side.
Yeah, definitely.
Which you gotta give them credit for that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
they're-
glad it's being made. I don't know
Yeah.
if it'll be.
I mean, I
I
like
don't
this.
know if it'll be good.
I like the
At least we're
Suicide.
getting
I
one.
like the Suicide Squad from the little bit of the comics that I've
I've
read.
always been like, it'd be cool to see a
I like
film.
the
like this.
idea. Yeah.
Yeah, again, it is a cool idea where they take these villains and it's like, hey, you're gonna do good, or we'll blow your head off. And if they get caught, then
Well, I
they're,
think
they're villains. No one's gonna be like, oh no, the government put me up to this. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I think we kind of have moved past a little bit. I mean, people want to see. We're in the age of the anti-hero.
Yeah.
Why was Breaking Bad so successful? I mean, people don't want to see just the
Superman winning
the Boy Scout
every
Superman. Yeah.
film.
So will Marvel answer and do Dark Avengers or anything like that?
Ooh.
Like the
They've
actual
already
Dark
answered
Avengers.
with Daredevil.
I would be okay with that. Like, I mean,
They're
they'd have.
answering on TV, I guess.
Yeah, but Daredevil's still a hero. I mean, he's not
Yeah,
Yeah.
a group of bad guys.
I'd be okay with it. Like maybe after like Infinity War.
I mean, they had Sinister
They're gonna have
Six
to change
in
it
the
up after
works,
that.
but I don't think
Yeah.
that's happening.
No. Yeah, 'cause I think.
That still would have been like Sony apart from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think that was the main problem with like Amazing Spider-Man 2 is they were trying to build their Spider-Verse and just throwing too much into that movie and just
And not let it be at.
yeah. Which I get that, but you got to do it right.
Because you can't just. They're also trying to play catch up, but you can't just
No.
do it all at once.
Which
I guess Sony didn't have the wide enough net with TV and,
Yeah.
and whatever else. All they've got is this one franchise.
yeah.
They have to. It has to all bubble out from somewhere.
But I just like that kind of works to the Suicide Squad's advantage. That was because it doesn't really have to be directly connected to the other DC movies. Like they don't really have to
No.
mention. I mean, Batman will probably be mentioned in Suicide Squad because you see like that
Yeah.
again, presumably flashback of Batman.
You can bet on that.
but
Yeah.
will they be like, oh, what's going on with like old Lex Luthor and his glorious locks at LexCorp before he loses his hair?
Also, where do we think Joker actually fits into it? Because there's been rumors that he's the villain of Suicide.
Yeah.
He's who they're all going
after.
Or is
Kind of what I assume.
Joker still part of it? Or
Yeah.
So to my knowledge, Joker's never been a member of the Suicide Squad.
I didn't think so either.
I mean, I know like the roster changes like any other superhero team. I know Harley Quinn, Deadshot are some of the mainstay.
Yeah.
I think Rick Flag, and then some of the
I
others
think
are kind of.
Deathstroke's been a part of it, hasn't he?
Yeah, Deathstroke's been a
Has-
part of it.
I think
Seems
I
like
think he. Well, I think Slade Wilson is
Yeah.
in this one. He's gonna become Deathstroke later.
I think in the, or at least in the new 52 comics, they brought in Deathstroke to the Suicide Squad. I think after Deathstroke's comic got canceled, and that because he's a cool character. Why would you just stop with Deathstroke? So they're like,
Oh, you
where can
can't,
we fit him in Suicide
there's
Squad?
so many,
Yes,
there's so many characters like that. They can't really sales wise. They can't really
Yeah.
support their own series. But I mean, they're too big of a character. You
Yeah.
can't not have them somewhere.
So yeah, maybe I don't know. They might set that up for a Suicide Squad sequel, maybe if it does well enough.
That's what I've heard is Slade will kind of become Deathstroke. Maybe not in this movie, but or like he'll be going towards that in this movie. And there's
I hope he's not Australian.
I don't know. Like
the other Australian who played him did really well. I thought
He did.
no,
Yeah.
Manu Bennett's New Zealand or from New Zealand,
same thing.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
which I thought he did a really good job.
close.
I thought he was a great
It's close
Deathstroke.
geographically.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I would be
They're right
perfectly
there.
fine if they just ripped him from the TV show. Explain it away however you want.
Or Ron Perlman, because if you look at a picture
Yeah,
of like Deathstroke and
Ron
Ron
Yeah, Ron
Perlman,
Perlman.
the resemblance is uncanny. Especially if you just draw like a little eye patch on Ron Perlman, bam.
Yep, that's him.
Because he's got like the kind of because
I don't know
Deathstroke is an
how old he
older.
actually is, but like he's still ripped. He can.
Yeah, he's still in pretty good shape.
Assume he's maybe in his early 60s, late 50s, early 60s.
I'd say like mid to late 50s.
I really don't know how old he is at all.
But I mean, you know,
It's hard to tell. He looks like the missing link or something.
yeah.
So-
But I mean, like, you know, if he's like all decked up in like, you know, the cool armor and stuff like that Deathstroke has, even if he's not like in great shape,
It
just
wouldn't matter.
He's
Yeah,
65.
wow, he's
65.
older than I thought.
yeah, he
But
looks
he-
pretty good for 65.
I mean, the fact that he's still wanting to do Hellboy, I imagine he's still in pretty good
like,
shape.
really
yeah.
wants to do it.
So yeah, make him as
Yeah,
Deathstroke. I'd be up for it. And again, like seriously, look up a picture of like Deathstroke and Ron Perlman.
It's
There's
him.
it is uncanny.
Yeah.
If for some reason you don't know, you know what Deathstroke looks like, but you don't know what Ron Perlman looks like.
And Deathstroke like without
Usually what it is.
Deathstroke without his helmet. I should preface because Ron Perlman doesn't have a weird
Yeah.
like two-colored head.
That we
He
know
doesn't-
of.
He doesn't paint
Yeah, that we
himself
know of.
orange and black.
Yeah,
with
He might
one
have one in
eye.
his closet.
maybe.
For all we know, I mean, these Hollywood types.
Yeah, they're weird. Yeah, I think we'll go ahead and wrap this up.
Some plugs for
Yeah.
these
For
gentlemen.
these fine gents over here.
I'll let you go first this time.
Okay. You can find me on Twitter at Filmbeef Film. I'm on the Filmbeef podcast, which is a movie review podcast. I don't think I said that last time.
Yeah, you did. I think you did.
Check it out, guys.
Okay.
So
I
learn
can imply by the
something.
name.
Yeah, so we're on Twitter as well at Filmbeef Podcast, website filmbeef.com. Also on Death DVR, which is a TV podcast. We review episode by episode through season 2 of True Detective and Mr. Robot. So that's Sunday and Wednesday nights. And we put them up a couple hours after the show airs. So check those out. Follow that on Twitter at DeathDVR, and you can find both those podcasts on iTunes, Stitcher, and YouTube.
Good stuff.
What do you mean?
All right, Richard, you're up.
Yeah, I'm
Reverend.
Reverend Spaceman. I don't do like anything nearly as amazing as all that shit. I talk about Transformers. I got the Bluntcast coming up to most of which will be co-hosted by Dave, mostly to talk about Blunt Talk, which will be premiering this August. And I have an interview with a sci-fi author, Mark W. Bonnet, coming up at some point.
Very cool.
I'm on Twitter at Rev Spaceman and Comics Amino at Reverend Spaceman.
Which is a great app. Feel free to follow him.
Follow our Irish man Jake over here.
Yeah, I am very active on Comics Amino, so feel free to follow my ramblings on comics. I think this concludes this trailer analysis video, so until next time everyone, cheers.